Welcome back to Beyond the Lens Productions, coming at you today with another story in Stellantis and their woes. The stocks have fallen 50% in the last 6 months. They're not producing vehicles that people want, and dealer inventories continue to grow. Yeah, where is this going to stop? Don't know, but we'll talk about it. Roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, where do we start? Stellantis. Well, their stock prices have been falling for over a year now. The last 6 months, they've fallen a whopping 50%. Yeah. Why is this? Well, you've got the leader of the company, Tavares, who is refusing to leave. Wow. I mean, he says he's going to leave in 2026, but to me, that's a little bit too little too late. He needs to be gone now. He's made some very poor decisions. Any average person out there who has screwed up in their job as badly as he's been would be gone. Like I don't know what the board is thinking here, but anyhow, you've got dealerships, they're folding, closing up. They've got so much inventory. Stellantis is not giving them vehicles that people want to buy, and it's just getting worse. So some states actually have laws where if a car company, a car dealership closes up, that the parent company, which would be Stellantis in this instance, is forced to buy back their inventory. So if you're lucky enough to be in a state where this is the case, that's a good thing. It basically goes back to the fact that Stellantis is just not producing vehicles that people want to buy. I mean, they've basically, in a matter of a few years here, managed to alienate most of their customer base. Stellantis, which was known for its high horsepower Dodge Chargers and Challengers and what have you, and now has dropped this vehicle altogether for now. They're bringing it back as an electric vehicle, and then they're going to bring it back as a V6 in the coming months after the electric version is released. Ships don't have any midsize SUVs to sell. They just aren't making those. And the midsize SUV is one of the top selling vehicles in North America, United States, and Canada alike. Dodge Ram, which was a fantastic truck, probably one of the toughest looking trucks on the road, and you've now stripped it of its Hemi. You're now competing against Chevrolet, which has two V8 options, the 5.3 and the 6.2 liter, which they're actually just in the process of refreshing and bringing out a new version of with more power and towing capacity. And you have Ford with their V8 F-150, number one selling truck in the United States. So what do you got to offer people? Not a heck of a lot, and it's showing in these dealerships. I mean, these dealerships, I feel sorry for the salesmen there because they can't keep going like this. I mean, you don't have vehicles to sell. You're not making a living, especially on a commission-based job. You've got vehicles that have inflated by $8,000 to $10,000 since their customers last bought a vehicle. And say, average, we'll say it was 2017, 2018 is when people bought their last vehicle, and that's about the typical life cycle of a vehicle for people that want to purchase a new one. They're coming back to the dealers and finding out that they're paying $8,000 or $10,000 more, which goes on top of everything else in the economy, which has uh, greatly inflated in price, from food to housing and everything else in between. It's just not a good recipe. Now, this has been able to help a lot of the used car sales for Mopar. I mean, a lot of people are going in and looking at used cars mainly because number one, they're cheaper. Number two, this is you go back a few years and they have vehicles offer that people actually want to buy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now you've got the story of Tavares that came out the other day. Everybody was kind of thinking that he was going to get hoofed out. He didn't. They stated that he's sticking around for another year plus before he steps down. And I think this is a big mistake. Like, you've taken this company in an entirely wrong direction. You don't understand the North American market. And yeah, you let this guy stay in. I don't get it. I mean, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, all nameplates, long-standing history in North America, and you're basically chipping away little by little, and there's not going to be anything left of this if you let Tavares stay around too long. He's basically put all his eggs in one basket. He's betted on electric future, which is just not happening at the pace that everybody thought it was going to, or at least some people thought it was going to, or maybe what the government wanted to happen. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, it's even happening in some European countries too, because these countries are one by one are taking away the subsidies that they gave these electric car companies, and just letting them fend for themselves. Basically, I mean, I think they believe that if they put in the subsidies in the beginning, they would get a lot of people in there to buy their electric vehicles, and then eventually they wouldn't need any more because there would be all kinds of people buying these vehicles. But it just hasn't happened. It's a big change to expect people to take. So anyhow, I also saw an interesting news story that recently, and it said that 40% of Mopar's electric vehicles that they've sold, people are bringing them back and exchanging them for gasoline powered versions. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be betting on a product where 40% of people are rejecting it. Any other business that wouldn't, you would be out of business so fast. Like, it would be like a pizzeria and 40% of the people that bought your pizza returned it. You're not going to make money very long. So anyhow, now another thing which I've actually seen in other um, car companies as well is some of their big selling full size trucks and luxury vehicles have been greatly inflated in price, and to the point where they're just not selling. So if Stellantis doesn't address some of these problems and fast, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I mean, we need to get rid of Tavares. We need to, they need to come along and start building vehicles that people actually want, including putting the Hemi back in the engines or back in the vehicles, because without that, you're putting them at a huge disadvantage against some of the other car companies out there. So, yeah, are they going to do it? I don't know. I hope they do. I think it's a great brand, and it would be a shame to see it gone. Maybe someone else will come up along, pick it up, and buy Chrysler Dodge yet again. I mean, how many times has this happened? But it might be what's needed. I mean, unfortunately, though, even if they did, it's going to take at least 2 years to bring around some of these um, uh, changes, but it might be too late by then. I don't know, but they're going to need to make some changes and make it fast. So we'll see. If you guys like what I do, please subscribe to the channel so you will get notifications of when a new video happens. And like this video if you've enjoyed this content, and let me know if I need to keep making more of this. And as always, have a great day, guys.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.